I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy, but with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
On view at Minneapolis Institute of Art, artist Mary Sully was a visionary ahead of her time. Born on Standing Rock Reservation, she worked in near obscurity between the 1920s and 1940s, creating intricate, vividly colored drawings that blend Dakota heritage with modern life. Now on display at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, experience the first solo exhibition featuring Mary Sully's work, only at MIA until September 21st, and always free to visit. Learn more at artsmia.org.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nacdi.org.
Greg Bakken here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, showers and storms with a low of 46, then Friday, partly sunny with a high of 60. Treasure Island sets sail at Children's Theater Company September 9th. Join young Jim Hawkins and the infamous Long John Silver on an adventure packed with pirates, sword fights, live music, and heart-pounding action. Tickets are going fast. Get yours today at childrenstheater.org.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be Indigenous.
Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Couldn't cut, Henny cut again.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake.
Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Kadagi, to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues. Hey, really excited today. We got a jam-packed show. Later on, we're going to have Robert Liligren of Native American Community Development Institute on, but we're really excited to hear soon to have Kahomy Weston on. But before we get to Kahomy and talk about the great work that her and her organization's doing, I want to just remind everyone on Saturday, September 13th, 2025, our walk team, Team AM 950, will join hundreds of other teams supporting Minnesota Recovery Connection Walk for Recovery on the grounds of the Minnesota State Capitol. So I'll be there walking. And again, I owe my life to recovery. I have 40 years of sobriety, clean and sober for 40 years. And I couldn't do it without the community. So a big Pinigi we out there. Hey, let's get to Kahomy here, and great to see you again. Thank you so much for coming on Native Roots Radio. Got a lot to talk about. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, and congratulations on those many years. That's quite an accomplishment.
Appreciate it. I don't like to talk about it because it really a lot of people have helped me over the years, and I just feel grateful, and I appreciate you giving me a shout out there. Hey, a lot going on, and why don't we talk about your organization first? And so people that are just listening for the first time, because we have people all over Turtle Island listening to this show, and we're over 20 stations on Civic Media, and of course the Twin Cities, and Michigan and Illinois. So we're all over the Turtle Island. So let them know about your organization, and then let's talk about what's happening maybe in the next segment about what's happening right now with some exciting media coming out.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me again. I always enjoy coming on and talking a little bit about Owámniyomni Okhódayapi. We are a nonprofit based out of Minneapolis, Dakota nonprofit, and we are trying to do our best to reclaim some land that we were able to get from the Army Corps of Engineers and start a big restoration project right there in downtown Minneapolis over at Stone Arch Bridge. So that's land area is known as Owámniyomni. And so that's what our org is trying to do and really help increase the visibility of Dakota people in the city of Minneapolis on their ancestral homelands, and shine a light on the history of one of Minnesota's most well-known sites.
Yeah, definitely. And you have been, and people can go down there now too and hear the information and the history. I think that's so exciting. You have tours, but you also have little places where people can log in on their phones and find out what's happening and what's the history.
Yeah, so we do monthly tours on the first Saturday of each month. So our next one is actually this Saturday. And you can go down there now. The construction and everything is not going to be starting until early next year, 2026. But right now, if you walk along Stone Arch Bridge, you'll be able to see our signs. And you could just use your phone and use the QR code and scan it, and you'll be able to hear Dakota language right there on the site. And it kind of gives a history and a story of the area and why it's so important.
Well, one of the things too I'd like to bring up and is talk about, this is Lakota, Dakota land. Of course, there's many nations that live here now, but ancestral, and you guys have a Lakota and Dakota have they started here, and talk a little bit about that, and I think to let our other listeners know about that.
Yeah, so Minnesota is our homeland to the Dakota people. This is where our creation story starts. We emerged from the waters at Bedewalka, and this whole entire areas have always been ancestral lands to the Dakota people, Lakota, and we just want to make sure that that's known and not forgotten, because I think a lot of people, when they come to Minnesota, they automatically think of like other tribes or other ethnicities that are here when we've always been here. I've said it before, but we don't have a migration story to this area. This is where we come from. This is where we are.
Exactly. And I've seen too that the Dakota people had rice here too at one time, and they were original ricers too here at least in the lower part of the state for sure.
Yeah, so the rice beds are super important, and it's awesome now that a lot of other cultures are realizing and how the nutritional value of the wild rice is and how important it is for the ecosystems around the waters and the lands here. But for Dakota people, they've always harvested and took care of it, really true stewards of the land when it comes to wild rice and the river and the waters here. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And before we get deep into what's happening now, let's talk about how people can find more information about your organization.
Yeah, so of course our website, which is owámniyomni.org. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, which is Owámniyomni Okhódayapi on both.
Very cool. And if they want to get a hold of you, is there an email that people can get a hold of you? Because again, the information that you bring here is really electric. I remember being in college and hearing about that area. And of course, in those days, me being old, they didn't talk about the Dakota. They talked about Father Hennepin and how he figured out how the falls moved and did all that math. But you know, let's talk about, you know, you guys have been here for 10,000 years at least.
Yeah, so I mean, if you go to our website, you can find all of our info there, our emails, or even the general email if anyone has any questions. That'll come straight to us. We try to respond pretty quickly. So, but yeah, the whole history with Father Hennepin Park, I think it's interesting how when non-natives move to the area, that's the first thing that they learn. And so we're trying to change that and make sure that they at least know our history of the area before they learn that what Father Hennepin did and what the industrial area became with the mills and the electric company and all that.
Exactly. And I appreciate you bringing that up, because that was my point, because in the 70s and in early 80s when I was in college, we didn't, you know, the erasure and all those things about Native people here in Minnesota were in full blast, and now we're still here and we're talking about things, and it's beautiful that you guys have this area which is really, really sacred to Dakota people and all natives that have visited the Dakota people over millennium.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter what tribe you are or even you know, ethnicity, you feel some sort of power whenever you go down there. And I don't know if it's the falls or the energy in the area, but when you go to Owámniyomni, you can kind of feel that something significant was here. And it's still there, and that's what we're trying to fix, fix and restore that land there.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Hey, we're with Kahomy Weston and Owámniyomni Okhódayapi, and we're talking about a lot of beautiful things. And next segment, we're going to talk a little bit more and update what's happening right now. So this is Native Roots Radio, and we'll be right back.
On view at Minneapolis Institute of Art, artist Mary Sully was a visionary ahead of her time. Born on Standing Rock Reservation, she worked in near obscurity between the 1920s and 1940s, creating intricate, vividly colored drawings that blend Dakota heritage with modern life. Now on display at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, experience the first solo exhibition featuring Mary Sully's work, only at MIA until September 21st, and always free to visit. Learn more at artsmia.org.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nacdi.org.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune into Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
The place for live music is the Park Tavern. Live music takes over the Park Tavern's dog-friendly patio. Head over on Tuesday, September 9th. It's the Blue Drifters. Wednesday, September 10th, it's DB Cooper. And on Thursday, September 11th, it's the Ice Holes. Music runs from 5:30 to 8 p.m. and reservations of groups of 8 or more are recommended. And the Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces for small and large groups with no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park, outdoor live music is on at the Park Tavern.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We are with Kahomy Weston, and we're talking about Owámniyomni Okhódayapi, and hopefully I did that better than I did the last time you were on. Welcome, Kahomy.
we'll have to invite you to one of our language sessions.
There you go. Exactly. I have enough trouble as people listen to the show with English and then Ho-chunk and then now Dakota. Oh, you know, I'm an old dog. Ho-wah. Hey, so we got some exciting news coming up. Talk about we have a Dakota Lifeway video series. I want to know more about that, and so does our listening audience. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this series to come out. One of the just many parts of our organization is Dakota Lifeways and how to bring that back to the area and how to teach the Dakota people and basically everyone what we're about. And so right now with construction coming up and there's really not a welcoming place to do so at the site, we came up with the idea to do these video series and post them either on social media or online and to share with everyone near and far who wants to learn more about Dakota lifeways and culture. So in sharing these teachings, you know, we're strengthening our identity, encouraging intergenerational learning, and just creating that space for people to engage and to learn together. So the point of it is to reach Dakota people near and far. So, you know, we have Dakota people living in North Dakota, South Dakota, Canada. That way they can learn, and it kind of gives you a small snippet of what we're going to offer in person at the site in the future.
Yeah, well, right now too, like you said, this Saturday, I believe you're having another tour. Talk about what that consists of and who's running that.
Yeah, so it's our programming department that takes lead on that, and we offer private tours that you can set up with us through our website, and we do during the summer months, we do a monthly tour at the first Saturday of every month, and those are facilitated by Barry Hand, our awesome program manager, and he just takes you around the site, tells you the history, what our future plans are. Maybe he'll throw in some jokes and some stories in there. But yeah, it's really fun. And if anyone wants to join, you can always just show up or register online at our with the link online.
Yeah, I wanted to hear Barry Hand's name so I could always tell the story. Whenever I see Barry and he introduces me, he said Ho-chunk people ate people. So I just want to throw that out there. Yeah, we were very cool back in the day, and Barry knows it. But and it's funny too. I just want to say about Barry is that he knows so much too, not just about Dakota Lakota things. And he's a language teacher and has been for years in the public schools. And he knows so much. He knows a lot about Ho-chunk, you know, and a lot about all the other tribes that are here too.
He does. I learned something from him every time we talk. So he always has some sort of random knowledge about everything. So.
Yeah, well, tell him next time you see him that, hey, I heard Ho-chunk, you know, hey, and he'll smile and like to join in on that story. So again, people are just getting in and out of their cars. How people can get a hold of you and maybe spell it out while they're driving, and they can memorize how to get a hold of the website and the Facebook.
Yeah, so it's just Owámniyomni.org is our website, and Owámniyomni Okhódayapi on Facebook and Instagram. And right now, if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the first 3 videos of our Dakota Lifeways video series out. The first one is Kansu Kutapi, which is shooting stones, or plum seed game, which is a traditional game. And then the second one is Papa, and how to dry meat, how to cut it and dry it. And then the third one is Wojapi. And with the first video, first Wojapi video, because you can make Wojapi out of a lot of berries, is June berries. So that's really exciting. And those are all on our YouTube page right now. If you go to our Facebook and Instagram page, there's a link that takes you to the YouTube page. So then you can watch all 3 of them. And then we're going to try to release these videos monthly, and whatever activities they are, it'll be seasonal appropriate.
Yeah, I would love to. And I'll be sharing that out on our Facebook and Blue Sky and all the links there, because that's exciting. And you know, we talk about, you know, there's always a pushback in a sense of people that talk about being here for 100 years and that this and that. And but as Native Americans, or however you want to say it, indigenous people, again, the Dakota people have been here over 10,000 years, and there's proof out there. And this is your homeland, and it's exciting that, you know, it's part of land back, don't you think, Kami? You know, it's kind of like a land back situation, what you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure. You can look at it that way. It's the definition of getting land back, and our deal with the Army Corps of Engineers is being the land was given back to the city of Minneapolis, but with a joint agreement that, you know, this land belongs to Dakota people, and that's who should care for it, and that's who it should belong to. And in doing that, that's where Owámniyomni Okhódayapi comes in to restore the land, because it's our belief that Dakota people shouldn't have to pay for land that was taken from them. And so we're doing our best to restore it as close as we can back to what it was, and to give it back to Dakota people.
Well, across the way too, there's a really a sacred little island over there that's, you know, been, I guess, bastardized over the last couple hundred years. But are you recouping that area too? Because I know by talking to you before that that area is super, you know, not only historical but very spiritual to the Dakota people.
Yeah, so right off of Stone Arch Bridge, you'll be able to see remnants of it, of Owámniyomni, which is the spirit island. Whenever they did construction, and they destroyed the area and actually used that parts of that island to build West River Road on the side there, which is right next to the site, and to build the mills before they're mill ruins. Yeah, eventually, I think that's going to be a later phase, because right now we're working in phases. So phase 2, phase 3, we're brainstorming on how to rebuild that island.
To me, this is totally amazing and such good news. And, you know, as Native Americans, we are, you know, the keepers of the land, Mother Earth and Father Sky. Kami, tell me something that you want to tell the audience out there that's listening. I always have to do that, because my wife always says, ask them what they want to talk about. So tell us a little story that you want to talk about here. We got a few more minutes.
I don't think I really have like a story, but I just want to encourage people of, you know, indigenous descent or non-indigenous people to really take the time to learn about the history of the area that they live in, the stories that are with that, the people that originate from there, and just really understand why some of these places are so important to us, and the significance of just being present there.
That's beautiful. Anything else before we let you go? Because that's that again is beautiful, and I am so happy. And hopefully, maybe the next thing we can do is reclaim Badote, you know, because that's another thing. When I drive by in my boat, I just go, oh my goodness, this was, you know, this was a place, and now it's a park.
Oh yeah. That'll be another future goal. I guess just check out our video series on YouTube and check out our social media pages. And I encourage everyone to join us on our tours, our monthly public tours. And we are also getting ready to do partnerships with other organizations in and around the Twin Cities. So if you see flyers out, if we're doing an activity, just come and join us.
Absolutely, and it's right by a really world famous restaurant up on top of the hill there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pardon?
Oh, it's named after the site. So.
Yes, that's right, Owámni. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you coming on as always, and hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks and get another update, because this is, to me, this is unbelievable. This is land back. This is all the things that we talk about here in Native Roots Radio, and your organization is doing it, and that's fabulous and right on. And again, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again. Maybe next time I'll bring Barry on.
Oh, we'd have to do a whole hour, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but next time you see him, let him know about that Ho Chunk story I told you.
I will.
So thank you so much, Kahomy Weston, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thank you again, Big Peeny Gigi. Wow, that was awesome. And I don't know, I can just, to me, as being a conduit to such great news is just really a fabulous thing, and I really, really appreciate them and appreciate what's going on here in the Twin Cities. Big things happening, and again, totally appreciate it. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio. Up next, we have the CEO and Executive Director of Native American Community Development Institute, Robert Liligren. So please stay with us. This is Native Roots Radio.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
Cafe Latte offers made-from-scratch soups, salads, sandwiches, and mouth-watering desserts.
So come check out their pizza and wine bar, or get a treat from the bakery made fresh daily. Plus, you can still do online ordering and takeout, along with gift cards. Just go to cafelatte.com and choose from their ever-changing selection of award-winning salads, sandwiches, and soups. Cafe Latte is located off Victoria and Grand and online at cafelatte.com.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. It's the start of our favorite season in Minnesota, football season. With all the hype and action this season brings, we know things can get loud and messy quick. Before you invite your friends and family over to watch the big game, you better call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to clean up all of those fumble moments in your home. And as always, you can score a guaranteed touchdown with great savings from Zero Res this month. If you weren't able to take advantage of Zero Res's Labor Day sale, great news, the Labor Day sale has been extended. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $119, plus a free hallway and $75 off an air duct cleaning. Having Zero Res over will be a big victory for your home. You'll always come away a winner, even if the guys in the purple or the maroon don't. Call 952-ZERO-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and ask for the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Find a wide selection of outdoor hearth products at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Whether you prefer wood or gas, Woodland Stoves has the fire to fit your home. Pizza aficionados know nothing matches masonry oven baking for capturing flavor and nutrition. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces can easily install one in your home or business. Enthusiasts use these ovens year-round for bread making, wood roasting, even grilling.
The mission and passion of Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is to make the fire work for you. The way humans relate to fire is primordial. We have used fire to warm our bodies, cook our meals, and kindle our spirits. Our team has the know-how to do this in a clean-burning and environmentally smart way. Visit our store and experience the diversity. We have over 35 working units on display at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin. See us online at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that fits and works for you.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, showers and storms with a low of 46, then Friday, partly sunny with a high of 60. Great news, Zero Res's Labor Day sale has been extended. Get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $119, plus a free hallway and $75 off an air duct cleaning. It's been extended, but it won't last forever. Book now at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES and ask for the AM 950 special.
Hey, welcome back to Native Roots Radio Presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we have our friend, Robert Liligren on, and always great to see you, Robert. Thank you so much, as always, for coming on Native Roots Radio.
Yeah, bonjour, Robert. It's always good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So we had a really tough week last week, but I kind of want to switch up a little, just a little bit here. I know Vance was in town yesterday, but I want to talk a little bit about a wrap up of the fair. Got to see you and your family at the fair. Got to see a lot of people. What a wonderful time. A lot of great Native art. A lot of things happening. Really positive out there.
It was really enjoyable. It was great running into. I didn't expect it. I thought you weren't going to be there that day. A lot of Native folks out there. It was great to run into all kinds of people, and see your store there. Great. Spend a little money there. And then looking at the art. And it was really gratifying to see Native art represented in the Fine Arts Building. There was a Healing Jingle Dress, some other Native themed pieces. And they competed really well. They won prizes in the competition. So that was nice as well.
Absolutely. There was photography, but also too, if you go a few blocks away from there, you go to that corn art and the one of our favorite places, and we always get to see somebody we know there. And this year was no different.
Right. So it's crop art. I don't know if people in other parts of the country or the state even know, but it's on with seeds and other crops. And some of these are just beautiful, ornate, detailed. I actually didn't go through the exhibit because the line was like 4 blocks long just to get in it. And there are plenty of pictures online. But there was a great recreation of our Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan, my whiter sister, and recreation of her campaign poster for her run for the U.S. Senate. She's in the middle of a U.S. Senate campaign.
Yeah, that's great. And it's so funny too. I saw you at Native Roots Trading Post, and you had just said you just saw the Lieutenant Governor. And then after that, I ran into her and then and got a selfie with her and her daughter. And what an amazing time. I really, really am excited for Lieutenant Governor. She had that T-shirt at the DFL with her going down the slide as a drawn picture of the Lieutenant Governor. But how fun and how positive, and always great to see her.
It's great to see her. I think they were sold out of that T-shirt on maybe the first or second day or something.
Yes.
But and then this great giant slide at the Minnesota State Fair is iconographic, right? You immediately associated it with the fair. And Lieutenant Governor Flanagan was there with her group to go to the same concert I went to. I went and saw Melissa Etheridge and the Indigo Girls. And I didn't see her there. I didn't even know she was there, but I saw postings on social media.
That was a great concert to go to. Wow. I had the chance to see and meet the Indigo Girls up at Winona LaDuke's birthday party one year. And that was fun as heck, and a lot of great artists. Hey, there's an article that came out too just recently from I guess I can't remember where it came from, but there was some things that really popped out for me, Robert.
Article about Lieutenant Governor Flanagan?
Yes.
Is that the Minnesota Reformer article?
Yeah, that's right. It is. And one of the things that jumped out for me is they said by the end of June that she had nearly raised 1.4 million, and most of the money coming from individual donations of $200 and less. And to me, that's kind of Bernie-esque to me. I love that.
No, I loved reading that. I'm just enthusiastic about it. I mean, first off, the overall fundraising haul is impressive, right? For a first time. Yeah. Senate campaign, and then the fact that it's from small donations, I always feel like that adds a nice bit of zest, whether like Bernie or any candidate pulling in those small donations. I mean, that shows actual grassroots support.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what's really cool about that too, in past elections, like Wendy and I, whenever we'd see the people like Peggy, that Lieutenant Governor that we support, we'd give them another small donation, and it added up. That's what was easy to do.
That is exactly right. And so, and I remember back in my campaigning days when I was running for Minneapolis City Council, I'd cheer for a $200 donation. I mean, that was a lot back then. And in a municipal race, but when a candidate like Peggy Flanagan can demonstrate that people really are stepping in and parting with their hard-earned dollars to support her, it means a lot.
Well, it's funny too, a combination of the fair and Lieutenant Governor, and Elizabeth Warren was at the fair and also went to her I think it was a Thursday or Friday, the first or second day of the fair. They had that big rally where it was just jam-packed, and Elizabeth Warren, who I loved and really supported as president originally, was there.
Right. She was a big supporter of Peggy's. There was a kickoff here in Minneapolis. I think they packed the venue, right? Yep. It wasn't the largest venue in the world, but it was in the thousands of people. And I had a conflict and couldn't be there, which just killed me. I was up on the lake. I guess I was excused. But it just looked great, and the enthusiasm, and money's one thing, and that's important in a campaign, but that level of enthusiasm, that's the ticket, right? That's what'll bring more supporters, bring more contributors and things. And so it looked like a great time. Were you there?
No, I wasn't, and I didn't hear about it. But anyways, I was working at the fair those first 2 days, the whole day, so I couldn't have made it. But I liked what I heard. The Attorney General Keith Ellison said to the PAC rally in the Minneapolis Friday that Peggy is the most dedicated fighter for kids in America, y'all. And I think she's just a fighter, period, and that's what we need now.
We do need fighters, and she is one. And I agree with our Attorney General Keith Ellison, a progressive champion here in Minnesota, well, across the country, actually. And Peggy, I've known her since her very first campaign back in, would it have been 2002, 2003, 2004? Maybe she got elected to the Minneapolis School Board.
Yeah.
And I was just thrilled to be part of her campaign group back then, and you could just see something in her, And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this young woman could be governor someday. And then I thought to myself, well, hell, she could be president someday. Right. And she's just on this great trajectory. And she's so genuine, right? She's so genuine, whether she's talking to one person or 10,000 people. And you just connect with her. But the one incredible superpower she has, I think, is that she can hear what people are telling her, their concerns, their issues, their worries, their dreams, their hopes. And then she can translate that into governmental action, as a school board member, as a state legislator, now as lieutenant governor. She really, really delivers.
Absolutely. And you know what I like, Robert, and I know that her as a person is super smart, because I've seen her speak to large crowds. It's not a stock speech. It's very deliberate to who she's speaking to. It's not written down. And that blows my mind that she's that intelligent to be able to do that. I need notes in front of me just to say my name here on Native Radio.
Or to say my name or the name of my organization.
All right, there, easy.
And I think I agree. She is super, super smart, big brain person. But then that is so wonderfully integrated into her obvious compassion.
Yes.
Right? So you get a super smart person saying really brilliant things that are underpinnings of compassion. And I think that's rare in public life.
And I want to get back to, as a fighter, that's what we need now. We need somebody to talk about the prices are too high, these tariffs, these things that are happening from the GOP and from the Republicans is not working and is not even close to working. Just go at it.
Right. She's a fighter for the people, right? And she, I always admire in her, and, you know, I try to do this myself, but she'll say what she needs to say in public. You know, even if it's hard, even if it's painful, even if there's a good chance of retribution, she'll say it like it needs to be said. And she's not just agitating for the sake of stirring something up. She is moving a strategy forward.
Yep. Wow. Really good point. What is some of the fond memories you've had with the lieutenant governor? Because when I first met her, she was a state representative, and then what happened was that her and Governor Walz opened up their campaign at the Indian Center, which I just thought was just amazing to do that and have that done.
I agree. It was very high profile. The Minneapolis American Indian Center is the hub of the Native community here, and they came here to kick off the whole campaign. Amazing. And I felt like that meant something, right? And they talked in just the way I wanted to hear. They talked about co-governance and how they balance each other and things. And for the most part, I think they did.
Yeah.
But I remember Peggy came to me as vice president of the Minneapolis City Council, right? And so she came to me because I had experience as a Native person with campaign experience. And she, I was at her first campaign committee meeting, and I wrote her first contribution check. And then this was probably the fondest memory. Oh, I got to introduce her for her first victory speech at the big downtown DFL celebration. Well, with them, it was a celebration, but she won. So I got to introduce her for her victory speech. But then the piece that really mattered to me is she came to me, presented me with tobacco, and she asked me if I would administer the oath of office for her.
Oh my God.
And since I had taken the oath of office at the time, I could administer the oath of office. So I had that honor.
That is an honor. That's amazing. Hey, Robert, we're going to take a quick break here, and I'm wondering if we can get down to some brass tacks next segment and talk a little bit about Native American Community Development Institute and the great work you guys are doing.
Love to. Thanks.
Right on. Hey, this is Native Roots Radio, and we're with Robert Liligren, Native American Community Development Institute CEO. We'll be right back.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
On view at Minneapolis Institute of Art, artist Mary Sully was a visionary ahead of her time. Born on Standing Rock Reservation, she worked in near obscurity between the 1920s and 1940s, creating intricate, vividly colored drawings that blend Dakota heritage with modern life. Now on display at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, experience the first solo exhibition featuring Mary Sully's work, only at MIA until September 21st, and always free to visit. Learn more at artsmia.org.
Four Sisters Farmers Market is more than a place to shop for delicious organic food. It's a celebration of Indigenous culture, food sovereignty, and community. Now in its 11th season, the market offers healthy, affordable, culturally appropriate local foods every Thursday from 11 to 3. Located on the American Indian Cultural Corridor off Franklin Avenue, Four Sisters Farmers Market is a project of NACDI. Every Thursday now through October, discover more about Four Sisters Farmers Market by visiting nacdi.org.
Located just north of 50th in France, the Great Wall Restaurant has provided a delicious taste of authentic Chinese cuisine since 1981. Specializing in Szechuan and Peking dishes, they offer one of the most extensive menus in the Twin Cities. Favorites include hot and sour soup, pan-fried dumplings, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Stop by their Edina location or call for takeout at 952-927-4439. See the full menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot. Hey, welcome back, everyone. We're with our friend Robert Liligren, CEO of Native American Community Development Institute here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, talking about the state fair and the lieutenant governor's, I guess, journey to win the Senate.
Historic journey.
Absolutely. Thanks. And thanks again, Robert. Hey, I'm wondering if we can talk a little bit and get a little deep here on what's going on Native American Community Development Institute. Today, Thursday, we had the market, and I'm getting ready. I'm eating a whole bunch of different pickles because I was picked to be one of the judges with you about the pickle contest.
I love it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Will be, I think it's our 4th annual pickle off, we call it. It's a contest that promotes food preservation and food sovereignty awareness. But it's just a general, it kind of reminds me of a county fair contest where we have, I think this year we're having 3 categories, and I've judged for every one of these 4 years. It's just a blast. You're gonna love it. And one of the lead organizers, Cassandra Holmes, who works for Indian Health Board, just has this down. She runs it very professionally, and you get to taste some damn good pickles.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll have to sit next to you because I'll be a novice at this competition.
But
there's so many different flavors of pickles.
There are, and you get a little, that you have judge sheets and everything. I mean, it's easier than you'd think. And so that is on September 25th.
Yes.
And so from 11 to 3 is the market. So stop on down to the Four Sisters Farmers Market. It's in the parking lot at NACDI, or right outside of the Powwow Grounds coffee shop. And so it's NACDI and Indian Health Board are the sponsors of it, and people just love it. I've been sending out the reminder to people, non-native people and native people alike, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there." People are bringing their pickles, and then people who were posting that they showed their pickles at the state fair, maybe they didn't bring anything. I'm sending them the link. I'm like, "Well, bring them down here."
Right on. So how do you prepare? Would I drink a glass of almond milk beforehand, or water, or what do I do to prepare my tummy?
I would make sure you have water on hand because you taste a lot of pickles, and they've been doing some process improvements. The pickles themselves will already be sort of diced and on little sticks for you, so you don't know, you're not digging your hands in pickle juice or anything like that. It's all also very well organized, and Minnesota Public Radio is going to have a presence there as well. And they did a great story about it last year. This year they're bringing more of their community news team, and they're going to kind of make a big deal out of it.
Yeah. Do we make our own T-shirts, or are there T-shirts there? Do draw a big pickle on my shirt?
I'm kind of a big Dell. The one of the prizes last year, and I don't know what the prizes are, but there'll be giveaways and things as well, drawings. But one of them was a beautifully hand-painted T-shirt that had the theme of kind of a big Dell.
Wow!
It was a one of a kind. And then one of the charming parts, and I don't want to get too graphic here, but the trophies. I don't know if you've seen the trophies.
Yeah,
they're pickle mounted vertically on top of a trophy stand.
Yeah.
Very humorous image.
Definitely. Hey, so we got things happening too at the gallery, and things always happening at the Powwow Grounds. One of the things that I enjoy is that things change up. I love going to the Powwow Grounds. I love going to anywhere on Franklin and stopping by and going in and checking out the art that's there, native art that's on the wall. And basically, I don't think anywhere else does as good a job as you guys do at your gallery.
You are so very kind. Our gallery is tiny in the in physical space, but it has outsized impact, and incredible international careers have been really fostered out of our little All My Relations Arts Gallery. We have a more emerging gallery wall within the Powwow Grounds coffee shop, a huge community gathering space. So there's always something interesting to see there. The new show at All My Relations Arts is opening on October 16th.
Yes.
We don't have a show up inside the gallery right now, but it's called Matrilineal Memory. And it should be really impressive. I've just seen some of the pieces. Michaela Schaefer, a Hopi artist, is being featured, and so encourage people there to come down and see that. And then another kind of cool thing, we just awarded our 4th Jim Denemy Memorial Scholarship Award.
Wow.
Yeah, and Jim Denemy, folks might know, just a renowned contemporary artist, Native, very humorous. He has shown in our gallery a number of times. His stuff is funny and critical, and he passed a few years ago, and his wife, his widow, Diane Wilson, who's a renowned author,
You're right.
author, and she came to us at NACDI and All My Relations Arts and asked if we wanted to partner on this memorial scholarship, and we were so honored to do so. And so we just awarded our 4th scholarship award, 4th annual. Tamara Apumat is her name, a Native artist, and she is very excited to win. She's really committed to uplifting other Native artists. She's self-taught, multidisciplinary, and Tamara had her first public showing in our gallery.
Wow.
It was this beautiful image of a silhouette in profile of a pregnant woman who then with all this monarch butterfly kind of imagery incorporated into it. It was stunning.
Wow.
And that was the first time she ever showed her art publicly in a show, and it was the first piece that sold during that show. So it was just a nice stories like that come out of our little gallery a lot. That it's a career journey, right? We're helping people in their careers.
Well, one of the people we've talked about in the past, I should say, is Sandy Whitehawk's daughter that worked with you guys before, and she just put unbelievable. I don't know. It's through the glass of elevators in this building at the University of Minnesota. I saw pictures of it, and it just blew my mind. But that's an alumni of NACDI.
Yes, she is. Deani Whitehawk, international artist now, but she used to be the director at All My Relations Arts. It's where she really laid the foundations for this brilliant career she's having, and she just pops up everywhere these days. And in October 18th, she's opening a major show at the Walker Arts Center. Oh, wait, am I looking at the right one? Hold on. No, I'm not. She has a show called Love Language that's opening. Where is it?
Well, one of the things I do believe that these designs were in the glass of a building at the University of Minnesota. Her daughter posted on Instagram, but that blew my mind. And that installation was just put up just recently, like days ago.
Yep, she shows in New York. She shows internationally. And then when her show is at the Walker Art Center this fall, we'll be doing some cross programming with them, and it's really exciting.
But you've had some great people working there, and you have great people working there now. Talk a little bit about them. We got like a minute left, and let's give them a shout out because it's always amazing to come to the gallery.
I love it. So right now, our gallery director and our vice president of arts and culture is Angela Two Stars. Who herself has an incredible career trajectory. She has a piece in our Walker Sculpture Garden here in Minneapolis. Her assistant, Juliana Enright, they're a writer, artists themselves, DJ. Marlena Miles, Dakota artist, who just is having a brilliant career. She used to be a gallery assistant director there at All My Relations Arts. And if folks, I was going to direct you to this. This year, we're doing highlights of staff members. It's kind of like Stephen Colbert's Colbert questionnaire, this stock questions. And you can go to the NACDI website, look at staff highlights, and read these interviews that are meant to get people known. We work with such incredible people at NACDI. So here's an opportunity to know a little about them. So NACDI.org.
Love to talk more about that. Again, thank you so much, Robert, as always, for stopping in. Have a great rest of the week and weekend, and thank you so much for always.
You're welcome.
Hey, Native Roots Radio will be back tomorrow. We'll see you later.